Hello everybody, welcome back to Commonwealth Flipper. Today has been a day. I have been reported both to the authorities and to eBay on a day's work. We got some cool sales too. Let's go take a look. So two different events. One has more to do with YouTube and one has more to do with eBay, although there may be some crossover, and I want to talk about that a little bit as well. And I do have, like I said, some cool sales like this one. You may have seen me pick this one up at a sale in Florida. I put it out earlier. I didn't want to dig in there. And there was a table full of Coach stuff, and I think she wanted $20 each bag. And a lot of them were, you know, $30, $40 bags, not in great condition. And then I saw this funky looking one. I'm like, that one's kind of cool. Had the little coin thing on the side. And I said, how about 15 for that? And she said, yes. And it turned out to be a winner right there. Kind of cool. Sold for a full asking price, $100, $99.95 plus shipping. I gotta be honest, one of these gets me on my soapbox, and I'll probably ramble about it because I'm fairly passionate and a little perturbed that people think this way. The other one was on eBay, and it doesn't have me quite as upset. It's weird. I don't even quite understand it, but we're going to start with, there's a series of messages back and forth. The dogs left here earlier today. Right before I started filming, I'm like, y'all know you're going to come scratch, so I better let him in. Watch this. He'll go run to the chair now. Watch this. Oh, you didn't do it. You've been doing it lately. Get on up in your chair. Come on, get up there. You don't want to do it? No treat then. All right, back to it. So this is about an item that sold in December. It was a Bible, of all things. The post office wouldn't deliver because of the snow. This is a message I just got earlier this week. Post office wouldn't deliver because of the snow. When I went to get the package, they said that someone had picked up the package a day before. I never received a pink slip telling me that it was there. They don't require a signature or name even, so someone else picked up the Bible. I'm going to complain to the postmaster, but it won't do any good. I don't expect you to refund me the money or send me another one. It isn't your fault. Keep in mind, this was on a return request. Okay? I'm just really disappointed because I wanted the Bible. The post office is unreliable. This isn't the only package I've lost. Look at how good they are. They got their treat, by the way. And they're not really good. But I love them. So let me say, look, I just went back and looked. It wasn't even December. It was November 7th this item was purchased. So the very fact that they can even open a return request to me, why does eBay even allow that at that point? I mean, it's well beyond the date. Dean's Lawnmower Shop. Nothing amazing, but hey, kind of cool. Cobra hats. It's even made in China, so. But hey, somebody bought it for some reason. $9.95 plus shipping. All right, so I didn't even respond to that because it's well past the date. It's like, what are we doing here? So you would think eBay would just end this thing. I don't even know why it got started, but whatever. I spoke with the post office, and this is the very next day, and I didn't respond to the first one. I spoke with the post office, and apparently you sent me a bogus tracking number. The package was addressed to someone else in Front Royal and was delivered there. They told me that this is a typical scam. You sell the item twice and one person doesn't get it, and then they blame the post office. I will certainly report this to eBay. I guess I should have just let a dead dog lie right there, but, you know, I don't know. I don't like when people call me a scammer. And here is a cool ring that's sold. This is actually a sterling silver ring. I don't want to take it out of the bag. It's a navy ring. It's a little bit out of shape, but it is sterling silver. And I listed it. It would lasted longer than I thought. I listed it for $49.95, and I thought maybe that it would sell fairly quickly as a best offer, 5% off or something, but it didn't, and it sold for full price. $49.95 plus shipping. So, of course, you know, doing a little research, which I didn't even need to because I just use the address that's listed on their eBay, right? And I just ship it right there. All right, now you're not behaving. Come on, you gotta go. You're not gonna want to go, are you? I'm gonna kick you out anyways. Go. And of course, through the return request and going to the item, you can find the tracking number on it. The tracking number is, I just put that onto the item because I didn't want eBay to, you know, I don't know how they're gonna close this thing. They should just close it because it's well past the date. But I put the tracking on there. And once you do that, you can't put it a second time and look at the tracking. I delivered it to I didn't deliver it, but I sent it to the person and the address that they provided. So I just said, hey, The item was delivered to the address provided. That was my response. Some of you may remember buying a vintage lot of clothes. They were $1/4 a piece, guest clothes, and all kinds of old stuff. We're well into the profit at this point, but some of this stuff takes a while to sell. This is an old Esprit, what is it, a skirt? Yeah, there you go, 11-12 vintage skirt. Took a long time, but sold at full price, $24.95 plus shipping. All right, so I guess it heats up a little bit, I suppose. Something about being ridiculous. And then when I got the message that the package had been picked up at the post office, I went to the post office. They said someone had come that day before I had picked it up and picked it up. They would not tell me who, but verified that it was a Bible. All right, so then alarm bells are going off. The post office is not opening up. How would they know it's a Bible, right? They got no idea. So already I think this is just nonsense. And it was addressed to someone else's name who lives in High Knob subdivision in Front Royal. They said that this is something they are seeing being done. He said he had another one happen just like this week. The way it works is you sell the same item to 2 people. First of all, there's not 2 people who are going to buy that Bible. I'm just saying in the same day. It was a slow seller. But whatever. The way it works is you sell the same item to 2 people. You put one of their names on the package, and you send them both the tracking number. That way the person blames the post office and not the sender. I will just report you to eBay and see what they say. You know, a lot of those glasses from restaurants and stuff that have different characters on them, a lot of them don't do well, but some of them actually are okay if you can pick multiples up. And I actually like to display them from time to time. And I had enough room for 3, so they've been sitting here for a while. But this 4th one, I don't know if that's Brainy or who that is. At any rate, I just kept back there. And these little Payo 1982. And I don't think these were with a particular like fast food chain or something. Like some of the other ones were the Burger King, you know, Star Wars ones and stuff. Smurfette, they're in good shape. And if you can find them cheap, people oftentimes put high value on this stuff at yard sales. And they're really not worth a ton. But this one's not bad at all. Did it sell on discount? Nope. $32.95 plus shipping. And I really like them. Smurfs have quite a following, of course. And I'll take that for sure. I don't know what I paid. Probably $1, maybe 2 a piece. Something like that. So $32.95 plus shipping. They went to a viewer, Heath. I watch both the Commonwealth Picker and the Commonwealth Flipper channels. Well, thank you. If you're not subscribed to one, well, you're subscribed to this one, or watching it at least. Oh, shoot, just subscribe to both. I'd appreciate it. So I expect these to be picked up on a flipper video. Okay, you're right. You're going to get them picked up on a flipper video. It's what we're doing. This is technically my first purchase other than a dog ornament. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. We still have those 4 left down there. So we bought 50 of them and sold 46. So Reagan has said they'll sell next year. I always look forward to your new videos each week. God bless you and the family. Thanks, Heath. Heath, thank you so much. I hope you enjoy the Smurf glasses. So I replied. I said, feel free to do so if you want to. Report me to eBay, of course. I didn't say report me to eBay, but you get the point. I sent the order to the address and the name you provided, as I always do. It sounds like your post office maybe made a mistake allowing someone else to pick up your package, which, to be honest, I don't even believe that, because, like I said, how do they know it's a Bible? I've been selling on eBay for 25 years legitimately, and I have never and would never do that as you have described. I would not even know how to do it. That's the truth. So there's my response. They have one more response. We have a ton of new folks on the channel, so this is what she's talking about. We do Christmas ornaments of our pets each year, and that is Poncho's ornament right there. There's a little thing on the back. They are still there if you want to make Reagan happy. CommonwealthPicker.com. And if not, we'll sell them off or do a charity auction next year, which is usually what we do. And $1 of these sales goes to a charity as well. And this one sold on Dibdit.com because I don't have them listed on eBay anymore. At least I don't think I do. And it is an Enema. If you are, again, if you're new to the channel, the Enema right there. Right there. This is the Enema Man. And they get your eBay store moving. It's a plush Enema. And this one happens to be a plush Christmas ornament Enema. Who knew? $10 plus shipping, and I can't remember who bought it. Robin bought it. I hear Turner. Turner's coming in. Come on in, bud. And so I guess I'll read this message after we do Turner's Commonwealth Comedy. Turner's got some Commonwealth Comedy. What do you got, bud?
How long did the baseball players spend in the library?
How long did the baseball players spend in the library? I don't know.
5 minutes. It was a shortstop.
It was a shortstop. Very good. You're excited about baseball season coming up. Spring training starts in just a few days. Thank you, bud.
Bye.
Here's the final message that I got, and it says, I don't want to be unfair to you because I could say something detrimental to you and your business. I'm going to take your response to the post office and see if I can get them to prove to me that the package was addressed to somebody else. And I didn't respond to that. And it's been 3 days now and no response. So I waited to tell the story to see if I could get a response from it. But I don't know. Sometimes I think being on social media opens yourself up to stuff like this. But I just have a sense that that's not the case on this one. I have felt that way about feedback in the past. And a couple things that I know that I never talk about, it proved to be correct. And it was corrected on eBay's side. But I hopefully that stuff doesn't happen too much, but it's the kind of thing, if you're out there on social media, you got to put up with it. You know, I mean, come on. If you're going to put yourself out there, you're going to be able to take a little bit of heat. The other one gets under my skin a little bit, and it has a lot more to do with YouTube than it does with eBay. But it's something I get often, but not quite like this before, not quite as threatening. I'm going to pick a few more items and get into that one. As you know, I've been helping to build quite a few different marketplaces on the district platform, Dibdit.com being the big one, the mothership, and then a bunch of other ones as well. And when people go sign up and they use my code and stuff, I get a free $5. So I always spend those credits over there on Dibdit, and I spend quite a bit more than that from time to time sourcing. And this one was a credit buy, and it was just $1 or $2. I cannot remember how much it was, plus shipping and then combined shipping and all that. And I had a credit on top of it, so I got it for free, basically. Y'all can use that link, by the way. If you want a free $5 to spend over there, it's down in the description. Or just put code Commonwealth in over there. This is a cool one, 1988 Tiger Electronics Sonic 2 game. And I got it, like I said, for free, and it sold for $15.95 plus shipping. The inside of my house is still under construction after the flooding in December, or January, or whatever it was. So I'm not taking you in there lately. Plus, they're doing some work in that eBay cave, and it'll be a long process, but I might not take you back in there for a while. Not that you care. It's an Eddie Bauer XL, and this one is new. I think it has the tag. Yeah, there it is right there. And Eddie Bauer's not a great name, but if you can find something new with tags in perfect condition, you usually can get some decent money for it. See, there's the tag, $79.99. And just in my head, when I see something like this, I think top dollar on it, you can get about half top dollar when you see something like that in that name brand for a, you know, it's name brand, but it's not exactly the highest of high end. And I got close to that, so I'd be willing, in my mind, I would pay, you know, $5, maybe even $10 for something like that, just looking at the tag at a sale, but probably not more than 10. And it sold for $37.95 plus shipping. Next lot is pretty cool. It's also another freebie, one of the benefits for telling people what you do. And I tell people what I do. I'm on social media. It's why this person had this complaint. I guess let's pick this one more and then we'll get to that. I've had these for quite a while. Whenever this design comes up, I think it's atomic. And it just screams 1950s, sometimes 60s on these. I don't know if I have that on my listing. Do I have the date on there? No. Salem North Star plates, Starburst, total of 8. Are there 8 there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. One had a chip. It's in the picture, and they took a long time to sell. I don't normally deal with dishes, but these are cool. So I definitely did, and they sold for $48.97 plus shipping, and that was a 30% off. So had them listed much higher, but like I said, I got them for free. I'll take it. This one is a viewer sale as well. It's Funko Pops, loose Funko Pops, which I usually avoid like the plague, but every once in a while you can find a good one. In this case, it was made good by having a bunch of the same. They're all Fortnite, and it took this many, all Fortnite, to make it an actual sale worth making and listing, and this one sold for $18.95 plus shipping. All right, so this one, I'm just going to read to you one of the messages. This person has been putting this stuff on my social media for a couple of weeks now. The name changes every once in a while, and because we'll block them if they get out of hand, right? I usually don't block people. I usually don't block people on eBay, probably to my own detriment. And I don't do it on YouTube unless it's just salacious nonsense meant to really damage my reputation. But if it's something that's real, I leave it on there. Like if I make a mistake or something, I'll just argue my point and leave it up. But some of my buddies, I think Rod Picking and Punching sent me one with this guy's message. I'm like, I got that exact same one, but I got far more, so keep an eye out. And this one says, every time you post, I will report your videos for scamming people, for terrorism, so they all get demonetized. And I've got messages, I assume, from this same person, because they're all along these same lines. And even to the point where they're telling me the local authorities who they're telling, and this is what, this is illegal, and, you're invading people's privacies, you're videotaping people without their knowledge, and it's, apparent. I would hope that if this person has gone and done this and reported, and they might have done it because they were very specific about who and where they're reporting and how many times and whatever. And I'm like, this is interesting. And I would hope that if any authorities would see that kind of stuff, whether it was somebody, literally this person said on there, this person's buying stuff at people's yard sales and then selling it for more money. I'm like, and what's illegal? It's okay for big corporations to be doing this, but not for us little guys. We're not allowed to make a profit when we buy and sell things. Just ridiculous. It's not worth making the argument with them. But this kind of nonsense goes on quite a bit. And the other argument, of course, is, you're videotaping people and they don't know. Well, first of all, let me say a couple things. And this is the lesser of the arguments. The other one makes me a little upset because, I've been a teacher and talked about this stuff. And people who live in America ought to know better than this, but that's beside the point. First of all, I wear a big camera right here. And I'm literally holding it and I'm talking to people. People ask me from time to time if you're videotaping. Maybe 1 out of 100 yard sales will even ask me. And I say, yeah. I was like, yeah, I'm videotaping everything I see at the yard sale. And sometimes people will say, well, don't get me on camera. And I was like, okay. And I don't get them on camera. I could legally, but I don't, just out of respect for them. But this is by far a rarity. And every once in a while, maybe 1 out of every 500 sales, somebody will say, please don't record. And of course, I'll turn off the camera. I have been asked to leave 1 sale in 5 years of doing this. And it wasn't because of anything that I did. It wasn't anything awful. It's just like, we'd appreciate it if you leave. And I was like, okay, no problem. I can do that. And I probably said something like, I'll turn off the camera. It's not that big a deal. And I know a lot of people, it gets under their skin, and some people think it's illegal. Now, I could keep recording. There's nothing illegal about it whatsoever. Now, there is private property rights, so somebody could ask you to leave their property. And in that case, of course, you're going to do it. But, we have something called the First Amendment in this country. And it applies not just to people out there in the media, it applies to all of us. We all have free speech, and we all have these kind of rights. If there is no reasonable expectation of privacy, then you can film anything you want. It's just that simple. And just before people start yelling at me in the comments, I'll make a few more statements on it. So, I never intend to be rude, and I would never go purposely filming somebody incognito and without their approval and using it against them. That is just not my nature. And there are some things that can mitigate what I just said. So here's a Arctic Lowball. These go for okay money. I almost didn't pick them up. I think they had $3 on them, and there was a bunch, and I was like, $2 a piece, I'll take them all. Because the only thing that made it worth it was a multi-quantity listing, because 2 into $12.95 isn't exactly amazing. But I guess I'd probably do it for one. They're brand new. Can't turn down the money. But when it's a listing of 3 or 4 or 5, and you only got to list one item and put the quantity up, it really reduces the time, which makes the money you make per hour on it go way up. So 2 into $12.95 plus shipping. So like I said before, and different states have differing rules, but when it comes down to a federalist system in the Supreme Courts, the First Amendment is going to trump all kinds of stuff. However, you have private property rights in this country as well. So if I am on somebody's private property and they say, get off, you got to get out. They can set their own limitations to you. But it is not something, and they can set those limitations before you get there. If they put a sign up that says no filming, then there's no filming. You should know that before you go in. So most people, when they have a garage sale or whatever, just don't do stuff like that. And I think the best answer is just to be polite. And I have only one time ever had somebody contact me after the fact and say, hey, could you keep my face out of this video? And I said, sure. I'll do it. The video was already posted, and then I took it and edited their face. And I would always do that. So there you go. That might mitigate it a little bit. Most people who say, hey, you filming? I was like, yeah. I'm like, what are you filming for? You know, what are we doing? And then I tell them, and I'll tell them I have a YouTube channel. And then they start, you know, going crazy because they want to be on camera and they want to. That's the majority of the folks. But not everybody, and I try to respect everybody's wishes. Here is one of my favorite things to sell here, cassette tapes. They're not easy to find the right ones that sell, so I don't sell a ton, but I love it. Should be this one, helmet, strap it on. And this one right here took a little while. I sold on 30% off, still sold for just a tick under $10.50 plus shipping. Have you ever seen those exposés where, you know, somebody will go, a reporter or somebody will do, they'll walk up to a door and knock on the door and ask them questions or something? And that's not illegal. Now, it is if it's posted you can't do it, or if they've asked you to leave, then you need to leave. Or you could just be nice and default to the golden rule, which I often do, especially if I'm in a sale and there's a kid there or something, and, you know, I'll say, hey, you know, even if they don't know I'm videotaping, I'm like, hey, I videotaped this sale, you know, your kid was in it, or I talked to your kid or something. I don't want to use it if you don't want me to. And they almost always, I don't think I've ever had anybody say no. They're all like, yeah, definitely. And then they bring the kid over, like, what YouTube channel do they want to see it? So, anyway, this is a cool, like, trinket box right here. Brass. And it's a candle holder on top. And this one I thought would be a long, long time before it sold. And it didn't take that long, believe it or not. It sold for $39.95 plus shipping. I told the story of this one on the Trash to Cash podcast because I was proud of myself. I picked it up at a yard sale, and the sell-through rate wasn't amazing on it. It's a picnic set. But most of the pictures for this picnic set were just like this. That was the picture. I'm like, huh. You're not going to sell that. I don't even know what's in it. And because nobody's going to look up picnic butler, not very many people, but they might look up, you know, I don't know, picnic set, plastic picnic set, vintage picnic set, something. And if they saw everything in the picture laid out, so I took everything in there and laid it out, if they saw that, they might buy it. And sure enough, not only did it sell, it sold for more than a lot of people had it listed for. And this one, I shouldn't have said that because it's a viewer, so now I feel bad. Because you could have got one like $5 cheaper. But anyway, I'm so sorry. Here, look, I'll throw in a sticker. Because now I feel awful. Well, you got it on a discount here, so 5% off, I think. $28.45 plus shipping. Is if using USPS must you... Oh, wait a minute, it's not a viewer. Now I feel way better. It's just oh, no, it is. I'm a first-time buyer, have been watching your videos for about 6 months. Always enjoy them. Enjoy seeing your pets too. Thank you. Doris, I really do appreciate it. I hope you get good use out of this picnic set. I appreciate it very much. It's a cool one. I love the color on it, and springtime is coming. And there, I'm going to put the sticker right in there. Check out those cool little salt and pepper shakers. How cool is that? Oh, it's even got salt and pepper. You're good to go. Probably 30 years old though. Saw a little Kershaw knife down in Florida. I bought 2 knives. One is really good. The other one, this one I thought would be good, like $30 good, but it was only $20 good. But I'm still making money on it. Paid $5 for each. That one's going to go for a lot more. This one sold for $20 plus shipping. A little Kershaw knife in perfect condition. There you go. Looks like these are going to Jody. Jody, thank you. I recognize your name there. We appreciate you. For a long, long time, size XL North Face jacket. Y'all, what in the world? Is your mama not home? Y'all normally don't act like this. And this one sold for $14.95 plus shipping.
Hi guys, I just wanted to come down here and say thank you to Brian. And he got a CWP mug, CWP sticker, and a Commonwealth flipper sticker. So thank you so much, Brian. And don't forget to get your stickers at CommonwealthPicker.com.
By the way, this is my buddy Dan's channel, Dan in Demand. And that's Keith Vintage Sports Flips. They both are great sellers over on Dibdit. He sells on Dibdit cards. I guess Keith does too. Y'all should go check out their shows. If you like cards, we started DibditCards.com. You know, it is growing quickly. Tim, over the years, Rod Picking and Punching and Carrie American Arbitrage are really doing a great job over there. And go give them some love. It's awesome. All right, this is Tangled. My daughter, well, my wife liked it too. My daughter loves Tangled. Her arm is up right here. There we go. Got her all fixed. My daughter is waiting for a live animation, or a live film for Tangled. And this one sold a viewer too. Guys, we had like 3 or 4 viewer sales. Thank you very, very much. 30% off, so it's been around a while. Sold to Sally. Let me read the message really quick. $8.97, I think. 37 cents. Plus shipping. 30% off. And Sally, thank you. Hey, Kevin, love your channel. I feel like I've watched your children grow up. I am a reseller, and I'll tell you what, that's true of me as well. Sometimes I go back. For those of you who don't know, this Flipper channel spun off of the Picker channel. And the dogs went in. And so the Picker channel is just picking now, but it used to be this channel and that one used to all be together. So some of the oldest, sorry for the dogs, y'all. I'm going to let him in, but this is the last clip before I say goodbye. So some of the earliest Flipper videos from like 5 years ago, if Turner was just this little baby, could barely talk. And I go back and watch those, and me and my wife do. It's like crazy. So thank you. I'm a reseller and love learning from you. My granddaughters will love this Disney doll. I am Thankful Rose Thrifter on eBay. All one word. We appreciate you very, very much, Sally, and I hope she enjoys it. I mean, they scratch, but I don't know what has got into them today. You guys are something else. We got to tell these good folks goodbye. You want to say goodbye? Say thank you all for joining us, and I can't wait to see you next